fans. It's time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchase from Jack in the Box tomorrow. Just ask for the Lakers deal when you order, valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers and go Jack. Our friends from Arizona tomorrow are going to drive to Jack in the Box before they head out of town.
Taco Fridays.
Yeah, TJ and Stephanie, hopefully. All right, here's LeBron James with Mike Trudell in the media.
JJ kind of hinted before the game that sometimes the first game home from a long trip can almost feel like an extension, or like, yes, it's in your home gym, but how do you kind of push through fatigue as you've done throughout your career and just find it against a young team?
Listen, we got a game to win, and we got a game to play, so we give all the energy and effort that we had. I mean, it was a tough road trip for us in the sense of just the travel and the energy expended on that road trip. And JJ's right. I mean, he's been in this league. He played in this league for 15 years, I believe. So that first game back after a long road trip was always tough, no matter no matter what the competition, no matter what the record is. But we did a good job of settling down in the fourth. Got some stops. AR, made some big shots, and was able to get the win.
Luka's been in some kind of offensive rhythm. How have you guys been able to kind of feed off what he's creating and then also just ride the wave of the scoring that he's able to put up?
We're just playing our game. I mean, obviously he's the head honcho when it comes to our offensive power, and then it goes to AR, and those two guys they attract so many eyes, so much energy. But he's just in an unbelievable rhythm right now, shooting the 3-ball exceptionally well, getting to the line as he always does, and just being super efficient. So we're all just playing off of him.
It's the first time in all the games that you and Bronny have played the last couple of years where it's an assist from father to son.
Yeah.
You walk us through that moment and the feeling of getting into the scorebook that way.
Well, I mean, I think not taking for granted and just, being in the moment of us being on the floor once again. That's 2 games back to back, playing meaningful minutes and him also making another play. Obviously they was making a run in that second quarter, and they did make a run in that second quarter. But just for me, I just always make the right play. I got doubled, and he was able to make fake the pass to the corner and then knock down the 3. So definitely a cool moment, for us and also for our family.
We've seen his shooting in the G League really develop throughout the year, get to be a pretty consistent point. JJ hinted that as well. We knew the athleticism, the defense was going to be there. How have you? I'm sure you've traced it pretty closely, but how have you seen his shot get to the point where he's so comfortable?
It's just getting back to where it was before the incident. He's always been able to shoot the ball. He's shot the ball at a high level, pretty much throughout his years of playing ball. So I just think just the confidence and the rhythm and just getting his strength back and his win and everything, everything is just coming back, like I said before the incident. So it's not surprising, to see him shooting the ball at a high clip.
You guys are about to have multiple days in between games for the first time since, I think, mid-January, outside of the All-Star break, of course. So how beneficial can that be, especially coming off of the long trip you guys
It's gigantic. We got to take full advantage of it for sure.
Before the game, JJ was talking about how Luka's kind of like the engine of the half-court offense, and you're kind of the engine of the transition offense. At this point in your career, just how much impact do you think you can have in terms of still making that transition, or leading the transition and leading the basket?
I think I'm leading the league in transition points, so it's something I can do, get out and run. It's something I've always been able to do throughout my life, playing this game. And like I said, Luka controls the pace offensively, in the half-court situation, and I just try to put pressure on the defense in the full-court situation and give us an opportunity to score before the defense is set. So it shouldn't be a problem.
LeBron, JJ often talk about building championship habits. What sort of habits do you think you and the group have shown during this stretch?
We had some adverse moments, obviously on the road trip. A couple in Houston in both of those games. Obviously in Orlando, Miami as well, Detroit as well, even though we lost that game, and also Indiana as well. We're a very resilient team. We understand how to execute late in the game, and we understand, what the moment feels like. We don't shy away from it. So, we want to continue to build these habits and going these last 8 games maybe. I think, but continue to prep for the postseason.
Thanks, LJ.
8 games left, as LeBron just mentioned, and this is the first time they're going to have multiple days off between games. Obviously, there was All-Star break since mid-January. How important can this be for LeBron, obviously, and then this team, because they got the back-to-back coming up Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, anytime you can get a couple days off for, your key players who really need to rest, LeBron, Luka, Austin, anybody who has little injuries. But you also, Geeter, 2 days off, you probably want to spend some time in a good film sessions, and, maybe some walkthrough stuff on the court where you're not using too much physicality. But, 2 days off after a long road trip and before you get ready to go into back-to-back games, before you get ready to go into the playoffs, that's a good time to spend together.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 7 games in 11 nights, something like that.
Yeah.
I call this, like, that first game home, I think it's more of like an extension of the road.
Yeah.
So it's like really 7 games on the road because it's one of the hardest games. And it was clutch to win this before those extra days so you can actually kind of decompress, because you lose, you don't want to go into the break in that type of mode. And then also you feel like you have to practice, and you should still get some practice, but it's a different type of practice now. And you have some cushion and leeway with the other groups that are behind you. So
let me ask you this, Danny, because the Lakers are going to be above the line. They're going to be in the playoffs. So you're going to have that natural 4 or 5 day break when the season ends.
Yeah.
How hard are you pushing here in these 8 games so you can secure that home court? I mean, in terms of resting guys or just keeping that pedal down.
We spoke about it before the game some. It was like these games here were supposed to be the games where you
could rest,
supposed to jump early on them and rest some of those guys. But the games that I would take serious, the OKC, like the games that I feel like are above teams above 500, those are playoff-like tests, and you need to see where you're at. But outside of that, I don't know what the rest of the schedule looks like, but half of those games I feel like you can kind of take your
You got OKC twice, you got the Cavs, you got the Suns and the Jazz, you got Dallas, you got some teams in there, and you got the Wizards. So
yeah,
I mean,
Jazz, Dallas, you get out early. If you take care of business the way you're supposed to, you should be able to rest. But Suns, Cleveland, OKC, those are games you should.
And if you could just push for the next week, really, you should be in a position where even those last couple games, you could.
You got days off right now.
You're talking a week off.
And you got some more days after it, so you should be fine.
All right. Austin Reaves came on strong in the fourth quarter, scoring.
You did this in the pregame show, like what the challenge can be in a game like this. How did you feel like you weathered it and were able to pull away in the fourth?
Yeah, I felt like we were a step slow, and I told the guys at halftime, this is our 7th game of the road trip. Anytime you come back and there's a day in between, that's you're just in another city until you can get adjusted to the time zone and you get a couple days break. So the next 2 days will be good for us. I think the biggest thing, honestly, because we were holding them to like 40 to 44% throughout the first half. We were just like a step slow to every 50-50 ball for most of the night. Got some in the fourth quarter. Our defense got progressively better throughout the game, and I thought a big part of that was DA and Jackson, their rim protection with 8 blocks tonight deterred some other ones. That was really good. And then, it's another game where, Lakers shoot a lot of free throws. That's how teams guard us. They foul on every possession, and that's another team that fouls on every possession. And so you have to factor that in. You're tired and cranky, and you got to play through stuff. And I thought our guys, they managed it, and then, we were. From a field goal percentage standpoint, we were over 50% for nearly the whole game. We just didn't get a lot of threes up and didn't make a lot of threes. And then, we made 5 of our last 7, and that really opened things up for us.
What was your vantage point on the double tech that they called, and is that a process that you can appeal, like as you did the last one for Lucas Tech?
I'm sure we will appeal it. I'm not sure. I didn't see what happened.
The offensive rhythm that Luka's been in, what about it do you feel like is sustainable as the games matter even more down the stretch for playoff seeding and then the playoffs?
He's doing a great job of touching the paint right now for us, and that's been big, and not just for him to score, but also for him to collapse the defense. And I think that's when our offense is at its best when him and AR and LeBron in transition, when those guys can get in the paint.
Coach, Austin had Austin had 15 in the fourth, including I think 4 threes. How impactful was he tonight, late in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think again that's the made threes really opened things up. You know, I know he hit the one at the end to put us up 17, but the other ones, they gave us a cushion, and I just. It was a weird game for a lot of our guys because there wasn't a dead ball at the end of the first quarter, so AR had to play through his normal minutes, which then we had to take him out to start the second quarter, which we normally would have started him. So Jake's minutes got affected. We had to put Bronny in, even though he wasn't scheduled to be in, so that we had a ball handler on the court to start the second quarter. So then Vando's minutes got messed up, and then Luke's minutes got messed up. So you know, maybe that had to do with some of the crankiness. But you know, again, I think AR just being mentally tough and playing through everything that was happening in the game, and just eventually found, you know, his rhythm, and I think that started with getting to the free throw line. It started with touching the paint and scoring on some of those non-rim paint twos.
JJ, there's been a lot that's been said about tanking this season, but you know, Brooklyn has a late lead on you guys, and their starters don't play most of the fourth quarter. Do you have any thoughts on like the competitive equity side of games like these?
Not really. It's out of my pay grade.
Yeah, I'm a Japanese press. I want to ask about the Rui Hachimura. What kind of impact Rui Hachimura gave to the Lakers team?
Here's what I know. We are now 42-18 when Rui plays, which is about a 57-58 win pace. So that tells you all you need to know. His ability to space the floor, his size. It's so important for, you know, our team and our rotation.
JJ, you mentioned playing Bronny today, despite not planning to. I know you obviously played him in Indy too, but can I ask you about his faith, or your faith in him, and decision to play him today, and how he did? And
he did great today. If you want, I mean, again, I want to be respectful to your question. I gave a long soliloquy after the Indiana game. I'm sure you can find that, but you know, he's always ready to play, and I, you know, hit a big three when, you know, we were kind of things were getting a little wayward there in the second quarter with some turnovers, and you know, I'm really happy with where he's at, and very confident in where he's going to be as a player.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.